Hi, good morning and welcome to meditation. Today is the 28th of January. Let's read in 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 14. But even if you should suffer for what is right, you are blessed. Do not fear the threats. Do not be frightened. Even if you should suffer for what is right, or meaning for God's righteousness. The context in 1 Peter is the persecution to Christians who are actually living now in Asia Minor. Peter is telling these people that even if they are suffering for God's righteousness, they should continue on serving God, on being faithful to God, because they are going to be happy. In this chapter 3, there are a few examples of what it is to walk in righteousness and what is not to walk in righteousness. There is the example of husband and wife, how the wife is going to walk in righteousness as she's playing the role of being a wife, and how husbands are going to love their wives and be as actually walking in righteousness. Peter is going to say that as well about other relationships that we have in our societies. Paul is going to do the same, even as he's talking about all the social relationships that there's going to be between human beings. A Jewish with a non-Jewish husband with his wife, a worker with an employee, and a person who is the boss. So that in all those relationships that go in the Church of Christ, there's going to be the factor that everyone should be walking in God's righteousness. In verse 10 of chapter 3 of 1 Peter, he says, whoever would love life and see good days must keep their tongue from evil and their lips from deceitful speech. They must turn from evil and do good. They must seek peace and pursue it. For the eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and the ears are attentive to their prayer. But the face of the Lord is against those who do evil. So another way of practicing righteousness is by speaking, by the use of your tongue. How you are speaking, because sometimes we like quoting verses from the Bible, but the same mouth that is blessing the Lord, says James, is going to be cursing our human fellows, our friends, our neighbors. And that's not possible. Who is going to harm you if you are eager to do good? But even if they do, even if you should suffer for what is right, you are blessed, he said. Do not fear their threats. Do not be frightened, but in your hearts revere Christ as Lord. Always be prepared to give answer to anyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have. But do this with gentleness and respect. Be prepared, the verse says, not just by quoting verses from the Bible, but living a righteous life. The spouses with the husbands, friends with friends, we have to respect each other and to live in righteousness by the use of our tongues as well. And even, Peter is saying, even if you are suffering for this, keep on sanctifying the Lord, as he says in verse 15. But in your heart, sanctify Christ as Lord. Christ is holy. He is holy, but he should be holy in your daily life as well. And that's a way of walking in righteousness. God bless you.